Hey, good evening, race fans, and welcome back to another Inside Edition of Voice of Victory Lane with Kip Thompson. Now, last night we had a race recap for the Hall of Fame race at the Cherokee Motor Speedway with the Carolina Clash Super Late Model Dirt Series director, my good friend Joey Chapman. And tonight we are going to have the winner of the $7,500 event at the Cherokee Speedway on our show here, and we're going to introduce him in just a second. But before we get started, as every show, we want to thank our show sponsor, Raging Rooster Catering out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Tony and Bobby Jackson. We thank them so much for what they do for our show, and we want you to visit their site on their Facebook page. You'll see their email address, their phone number, and you want to get in contact with them. And as always, I've always got to give the shout out because every time I'm at a racetrack, I'm doing all kinds of cooking and all kinds of stuff. Rooster's all-purpose season is the greatest stuff known to man, and it has really taken my cooking to another level. And you need to get you some of this ASAP. All right, let's get down to business. The racetrack your mama warned you about, there was a place to be this past weekend on Sunday, kicking off a Labor Day race, Hall of Fame race, and we kind of did the entire race recap of that race last night, as I said, with Joey Chapman. But joining me tonight, we're super excited to have on the show with us out of Clover, South Carolina, the winner of the Hall of Fame race inside the Cherokee Motor Speedway, driver number 79, Billy Hicks racing car. It is Ross Bales. Ross, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me on.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, man, it was a great show this weekend. And let's just kind of start, from scratch. On that particular deal there, you take a little bit of time off. Hadn't been in a race car for, 3-4 weeks, however long it was. But it looked like to me, it was like riding a bike. You jump right back in, the Ross Bales that I know, the boss, and took care of business. That race evolved into something that was just had everybody on the edge of their seat for the first 33 laps. I mean, it was just incredible, the racing between you and, Price out front and you and Ben Watkins, and then there come Rambo. And had that caution not come out at lap 33, as you and I said in a conversation earlier today, man, this race could have got really, really, really interesting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. John, he got the jump on me there. He got a real good start. I think he had a softer tire on, so he was able to jump out there to the lead real quick. And he was holding his own there for a little bit. And I think his tire might have been going down kind of early. I know he had a flat, but it's like we got by the first lap car, and then after that, he started slowing his pace down. And I could get some really good runs on him, but I just couldn't make the right move to get by him. So I started running the top and started working that line in, and just I was struggling to make the right move to get by him. And then that caution came out, and like you said, on that restart, me and Ben went low and I went high, and we were able to get by John, and then that's when he had the flat tires. So had he not had a flat tire, I think it would have been very, very interesting for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And actually, when I had said earlier that you guys, you put it up on the top shelf and Ben Watkins goes down to the bottom, that was actually before the caution there, because it almost looked like you guys were sitting there doing everything you could possibly do to get a run on him, to get by him. And maybe it was just he was slowing down the pace, maybe not trying to block you guys intentionally. Maybe it was the tire that caused him to slow down. And it looked like to me like you guys just said, hey, it's go time, man. We got to go. And, man, when the caution came out, I was like, uh-oh, what's about to happen here? And then, poor fella, he did a great job. I know that you were the Buffalo Bar and Grill Fast Time Award winner, and you chose to go on the outside. But I guess a lot of people were kind of surprised to see him beat you to the corner like that.
Yeah, I mean, usually the right line on the start is the outside at Cherokee, but like I said, I don't know if it's because he went with a softer tire or what, but he got a really good jump. He pulled me 2 or 3 car lengths before we even got to turn 1 on the initial start. And he jumped out there to a pretty good lead, but then I was able to keep pace. And I think, like I said, I think his tire was going down and he slowed way up there, probably, past halfway. And I was just trying, I really hated to see that caution come out when it did, because I was starting to get that top groove worked in, and I thought I was about to get by him.
Oh yeah, well, at that time when you start talking about, I hate to see that caution come out, and I was working the high side, and that groove was, I was getting in the groove there. Did it ever play in the back of your mind? Because I know, man, you're a seasoned veteran at this, man. You've been doing it a long time. Know how to take care of equipment. Know how to, save your tires. Did it ever enter your mind? Man, my right rear may. I hope it lasts.
Well, I didn't know what tire he had on. So at the time out there racing, I didn't know that, his tire was going down. I just thought, maybe he would something was going on with the car or whatever. But once we had that restart, when his went down, I started worrying about it. And then I think we had one more caution not long after that one, and I swear I felt my tire going down. That's why under caution I was keeping the pace way up because I felt it going a little bit slack, and I just wanted to keep as much air in it as I could. But after the race, I mean, it still had air in it, and it probably had 10 or 15 more laps left in it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what to think because right before one of those cautions, I mean, you guys were about to catch up into lap traffic. And then I was thinking to myself, well, man, this caution actually, and then saying that you kept the car up to pace to keep, some heat in the tire to keep air in it, maybe that's what you needed, to not get involved in lap traffic as well.
Yeah, that's right. Because that is when the caution came out. I had a good lead on Ben at the time, and then we started getting lap traffic, and I was like, man, I don't know whether to go hard and get to him as quick as I can and have a big lead, when I get the lap traffic, or either pace myself and, save my tire best I can, and then just try to pick the right move with Ben right on me in lap traffic. But luckily that caution came out when it did, and, I was able to get clean air again.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the win. And, it's got to be a real special deal for John Price, too, man, to know that he was up there competing, with some really, really talented drivers. It's got to be a big confidence boost for a guy like that.
Yeah, man, he did a good job. I mean, he didn't really make any mistakes, and it was going to be hard to get by him.
Yeah, well, he proud of him. Also, it was a great night. Also, too, I enjoyed watching the whole entire broadcast, and I really enjoyed seeing Jeff Smith be inducted into the Hall of Fame there at Cherokee. He's been a staple in that community, with his dad, Freddie Smith, from back in the day, and that was a special evening for him as well.
Yeah, Jeff and Freddie and all them guys, they're real good people.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Well, listen, folks, we're on the show tonight. We have Ross Bailes. He is the winner of the Hall of Fame race at the Cherokee Motor Speedway this past weekend. And we're going to let him talk about his sponsors here in a few minutes. And we're also going to find out what's left on the schedule for Ross Bailes Racing coming up right after we hear from our sponsor, Raging Rooster Catering. We'll be right back. Tonight's show is being sponsored by Raging Rooster Catering out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. We cater any event, big or small, weddings, holiday events, and festivals. Call us today, 910-237-4565. Follow us on Facebook at Raging Rooster Catering. We invite you to come get you some. Okay, race fans, welcome back. You're inside the second half of another edition of Inside Voice of Victory Lane with Kip Thompson. Hope everybody's had a great week. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend as well. Enjoyed some extra time off, and hopefully you went to a racetrack or watched some racing somewhere. I know I sure did. And again, on the show tonight, in case you're just joining us, we have Ross Bailes out of Clover, South Carolina, driving the number 79 Billy Hicks Racing motor entry that captured the win at Cherokee Motor Speedway this past Saturday night. Okay, Ross, a lot of people could just kind of, wanted to know a little bit. You took a little time off. Was it just to catch a break? Was it to regroup? Maybe just need some downtime?
No, we won Virginia Motor Speedway, and then the next weekend we won Cherokee, and then the following weekend was Eldora, and we went to Eldora and we weren't very good, and then we really struggled. So we kind of thought something was wrong with our car, and we stripped it down and took it back to Longhorn, and they put a front clip on it. And this was actually the first race back with it. And it seems to be, running as good as it did at the beginning of the year.
Well, that's always good to hear somebody say, hey, listen, we went back in the race shop and we went to work. A lot of people, Ross, do not understand. Now, you race at a very high level, but it goes for you guys and the guy who races at one local racetrack every Saturday night. Guys, listen up to what Ross Bales just said. It goes back to what I've said many times on our show. Races are not won on the racetrack. They're won in the race shop. Do you agree with that, Ross?
Yes, sir. We got a guy, Logan Borders, he works on our car, and he does a really good job maintaining it. And I mean, just trying to be as best prepared as we can. And that, like you said, that's what wins the races.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about some of the sponsors, man, that help you get into Victory Lane on a weekly basis. Who helps you out? Who are your sponsors, and who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, Billy Hicks with H&H Auto Sales, he's the car owner, and he's the one that spends the majority of the money. I mean, he buys whatever we need. Hoosier Tire, Clements Racing Engines, Bell's Construction, Wakefield Logging, Lawson Trucking, Fred Caldwell Chevrolet. Just everybody. If I'm missing anyone, everybody puts a lot of effort in this deal and helps us get around the racetrack.
All right, let's talk about, for the remaining part of 2022, kind of what are some high spots that you want to hit, and what does the schedule look like for you from here to the end of the season?
I think our next race is going to be at Bulls Gap next Wednesday. They got an Ironman show up there. And then weekend, we're sure there's a couple races at Magnolia we're thinking about maybe going to, but just kind of have to see how we're running at the time. I think there's a Word Outlaw race coming up at Cherokee. We'll hit towards the end of September. Charlotte's not too far away. Maybe we can catch a race at Fayetteville.
Yeah, we'd love to have you down in the Carolina Bull Ring down at my house. That'd be great.
Yeah. Just we take it kind of race by race, really. I mean, we'll look at the schedule and see what suits suits us best, our schedule and everything, and paying the most money, and that's where we'll go to.
Well, as you continue to go on through the 2022 season on the second part of the leg here, we wish you the best of luck, and also want to congratulate you again on your big win this past weekend at the Cherokee Motor Speedway. Man, and we thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. Man, it was great having you.
Yes, thank y'all for having me, and hopefully we'll see y'all soon.
All right, man, that's the bet. I hope so, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from Ross Bales tonight out of Clover, South Carolina, driver number 79, who picked up the win at the Cherokee Motor Speedway in the Carolina Clash Super Late Model Dirt Series event this past Saturday night. For Ross Bales, I'm Kip Thompson, and we thank you so much for watching. We invite you to go to our YouTube page, like, share, and subscribe. Also, go to our Facebook page, Voice of Victory Lane, and give it a like and a share. Tonight's show has been brought to you in part by Raging Rooster Catering out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Be sure to check those guys out. And as always, be on the lookout. I might be coming to a racetrack near you, and you could be who we're talking about next on our show. Everybody have a great night. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.